Quit eating, folks, 30 seconds to showtime. Grab your seat, leave your drinks to the bar. Hold your breath, put your hands together. We present Stanford Bay's finest star, who has danced with the Mayor of New Guinea, who has dined with the Queen of Vermont. We trace the voyages of Sinbad, corresponded with the men who can't live us to be. C'est pas la même chose que la vache qui rit. La vache est fort, mon ami.
And hello, welcome to the G-Spot. My name is Geoff with the G. G-Spot, get it? We are now on Saturdays. Used to be on Mondays, now we go to Saturdays. Hot Todd Lincoln says hello there. He's already on the air, so. Who I have right next to me is the nice, wonderful, and lovely Gigi Deluxe. How are you doing, Gigi?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today?
I am doing well. It's been a crazy, weird time right now between all the stuff going on. So I'm trying to keep on keeping on because otherwise I'd be a mess. So
I'm sorry, I totally talked over you and missed exactly the end part of what you said.
That's okay. It's all about you.
No, because he was going to play the piano as background sound, and I was like, I think it's quiet. So I was like.
Okay. Yeah, it can now if he really wants to. I actually do like intro music and outro music, so it's a lot of fun. I don't actually, because you don't have shirts, so I couldn't do a shirt, because usually I wear people's product when I talk to them. I do have your button. I do have a Gigi Deluxe button I made sure and put on. But I have this shirt that says my first knife fight, because that's the closest thing I have to anything that's sword swallowing related, so I figured it was a good way to go.
Knives are cool. I like knives.
Yeah. So how's it been going? It's been a couple of months since I saw you when I was in New Orleans last.
I know. You just went to freaking hell.
I know.
That was like the last of normalcy that we had.
Pretty much was. That's pretty much true. Yeah, pretty much like 2 weeks later, basically, we were just locked up in our houses. And
exactly. Yeah, and you were the last tattoo that I got to do. The shop's been closed, and tattoo shops haven't been included in phase 2, so we're still shut.
They opened up here in Texas.
Yeah, not in New Orleans, and it's kind of disheartening because it was in the in the paperwork for the government when they're explaining the phases. It says indefinitely, which means they have no idea when they're going to allow tattoo shops to open up. But, we just go with the flow. Can't do anything about it and focus on other things. So I took up bullwhips.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. There's some really, really nice, I've seen your internet picture video of you doing the bullwhips.
I'm having much fun with it. Chris McDaniel is helping me via videos. We interact through emails and videos, and it's been so much fun. I love it.
Well, yeah, if you're going to learn from the best, and that's Chris McDaniel.
Oh, absolutely. He's such an I approached him because I was like, I needed something, because I'm sure like all performers out there, we missed the stage, we missed the live audience, we missed the interaction. And I was finding it really challenging to focus on training and just having the motivation to do anything, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, well, I need something new to spark some fire in me, And I was like, whips fit into my repertoire.
They did, actually, yeah.
Sword swallowing, I have my archery, and whips fit perfectly. Fire, this is like more of the kind of things that I like. So I had wrote Chris asking if when this is all over, will you be returning to Louisiana? I'd love to get a one-on-one or do some kind of coursework with you. And he's such a sweet man, and he has a genuine passion for what he does. And agreed. He was just so encouraging, and he's like, if separation or financial issues are keeping you from learning, don't let it. We'll work something out. And I was like, all right, I'm down. And he is just amazing. And I'm learning so much from him. And to be able to teach via video, you have to be good. He's so precise, and I understand his explanations, and everything makes sense. And he's just such a genuine person. So I've really been enjoying it and having so much fun. I whipped myself a couple of times, but I started with targets. I'll be building a T-target soon because I wanted to learn both sides immediately. I didn't want to learn on one side and then overcompensate as I was learning on the other. So right off the bat, I started learning on both. And it's just easier for me to learn that way because the way I know my brain works. So it's been a lot of fun, and I started popping balloons. And I'm going to build a T-square target so that I could start practicing with the spaghetti.
That's cool. Yeah, I know. Which is also because like you were supposed to come here to Austin next month, if I remember correctly, but of course that got pushed back, which is unfortunate. Which is, I guess, this is the next best thing for us to work together again is just doing this show.
Really looking forward to that. And I was, but what can you do? And I love that convention, the Oddities convention. Oh, yeah. But that was scratched off the list, like everything else. But hey, this is a really fun opportunity. Even though it sucks that things are being canceled, and I miss, this is the only time that I get to see my friends is when I perform, and the rest of the time you're at home training and costuming, and it's a very isolating career when you're focused on everything on your own. So the reward is that you get to go to shows and perform and see your friends, and it sucks, but this also has brought me in contact with a lot of people and working with more people via the internet and virtual shows. So and it's also allowed me to have a lot of creativity that doing private events sometimes really doesn't allow. They always want a specific costume and a specific, thing. And so it's been nice being able to have creative freedom to do kind of whatever the hell I want and create these montages of visual art with my skill set. So I've enjoyed that. And I've met a lot of new performers and a lot of new people through this. So it's been kind of exciting too. I miss the stage definitely, and I miss the real human contact. But this has been interesting on its own as well.
I agree. It's like I was talking. Who was I talking to? May have been actually because Hot Todd Lincoln's on the chat. It's probably Todd because I've been chatting. We've been talking a lot more often. It's like weirdly enough is had this lockdown not happened, I probably would not be talking with a lot of people in the industry as much because we're all busy doing stuff and now we have nothing better to do, and we all crave the need to be around people and talk to people. This is our closest thing, and so I was going, all right, cool. This is great chatting and stuff like that. When I think we were discussing. I think I was on a chat with like Captain and Maybell last week or something like that. It was like just been a lot of fun. Let's see. What's sort of fun? For people not aware, who I have with me, I mean, I've got scrolls and pictures that say who she is all over the screen, which you can't see, Gigi. This is actually on the Twitch screen. But this is Gigi Deluxe, the Femme Fatale of Sideshow. We've known each other about 3 years now, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I met you at the Hoot in 2018. Which was a lot of fun. It was really great to see that show. That was actually, I also met Chris McDaniel at that show, too.
Yeah, we performed that same show.
But yes, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, it's really cool about Twitch. It also can be very, very interactive, so if people want to ask questions and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to do so. This is based on the conversation we had with each other. Oh, here we go. See, Hot Todd Lincoln says, he said he met you at the Hoots, stayed in Otter's Place, and says that you've always been really supportive of him and encouraged him as he developed as a performer. So.
Oh, thank you. You know what? If I like someone, I try to be as encouraging as I can because I would like that for myself. If I don't like you, I just leave you alone. But Hot Todd Lincoln has always been a sweetheart, and he's always been very open to conversation, and he's talented. He's worked very hard.
All right.
Any accolades you've gotten from me, Todd, you deserve them.
Oh, and he says thank you. In that such a way. No, actually, Hot Todd Lincoln's going to be on the show next week, and so we're going to talk about this stuff right now. Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's also he's obviously chatting about it right now because he basically just telling he truly appreciates your compliments And knowing
Thank
that that big burly Jewish man, he's probably blushing big in his beard. So. Let's see. What sort of fun stuff can we talk about? All right, so we mentioned a little earlier that in addition to Sideshow, you also do tattoo work because we said. Oh, here we go. Todd, so what's the next stunt feat on your to-do list? Or is it the bull whips?
Yeah, well, I'm focusing on whips and more on my specialty swords, the curved sword, and I have a heavier sword that's a straight sword that it's a little thicker, a little bigger, so just kind of getting a little bit more advanced with my sword work. I've done this curved sword before, but I just feel like it doesn't fit into my flow yet, so I don't really videotape that too much because I'm still in that awkward stage, I feel, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're very judgmental of ourselves as performers and what looks fucked up to us.
Yeah.
Nobody else notices, but, we like to have things run smoothly and feel right before I share that. So I'm working on that, and I'm also focusing on my whips, and I have someone now that I'm shooting with as my human target who's very open to a lot more complicated trick shots that other people might be more fearful of. So for the virtual show that I have coming up, I was able to put him in a chair and shoot a balloon off his head, which was really nice. I love that. Yeah, I haven't been able to have fun with targets because, I travel or people come in and I'm using people who are part of the show. So I have to do the simple stuff that they feel comfortable with because they're just like probably, they might have been a human target for a knife thrower or they're just inside show or performer and they feel comfortable being a human target and are good at standing still and taking direction, but they're still uncomfortable. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, like because that was your plan, like up here, but like really, I would have been down for whatever. So.
I mean, some people are really into it and open to it. Some people are a little weird and too enthusiastic, and I don't like them to be my target. But that nice happy medium. But the thing is that when they're new, we don't get to do the more complicated shots, the body shot. Or when I had my regular target in Chicago, it was wonderful because we shoot at least once a week and we're able to try all kinds of neat things. And that was the first and last time that I made a balloon necklace. And my human target was pivoting slowly and I would just shoot and pop all the balloons at one at a time. And it's just fun when you have someone you can work with regularly because then the excitement of doing that sort of skill set with the archery is really fun. And I feel like I don't get bored. My audience won't be bored. And I get to do more exciting shots for.
Oh yeah. Hot Tub Lincoln says, "I'm willing." ... He says nervously.
Oh, everyone's nervous. I mean, you can't blame them. The person that I used for my show was that I did for the virtual show coming up is Scabby's the Clown.
Oh yeah.
He was in the Scabby's in New Orleans, not.
No, Scabies versus Scabs. Yes, yeah. Actually, Scabies has been on the G-Spot show because we talked about clown.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Oh, awesome. He was my human target. So even though he was all for it and he was very, like, I'm doing this. I'm happy to do it for you. I heard him just like, do the balloon, like, and then when he take it, like the thing would pop, he's like, I didn't expect it to go so fast, but he was still good with it, and he said he'll do it again, and he enjoyed it. But the people are always taken by how fast it is, and that's why I tell them, I said, shooting archery with a compound, a recurve bow, I shoot a 35-pound recurve bow point, and I use carbon arrows or carbon alloy with target points. So I'm doing a full draw. So it's very fast. There's no room for error. Mm-hmm. And I also try to make them feel confident that a balloon in archery is like a football field. It's very big because in archery we aim small. So I try to say that as a condolence to be like, it's okay. I know they move very fast and this arrow can go through you, but I'm shooting a balloon that's like a football field. So your head is like a football field away from where I'm shooting. You're okay. The only way I can make people feel better, because I don't want to lie to them and say, oh yeah, you don't get hurt. No, I mean, if you can get hurt. That's why we do this, because if it was easy, who wants to see it? Nobody.
Right.
So yeah, you can get hurt. This can go through you like butter, but we're shooting a football field away from your head. We're good.
Yeah. For people who are just joining in, because we do have a few people who think looks like popped in and out. This is the wonderful Gigi Deluxe, the Femme Fatale Sideshow, right here on the G Spot, on the Cabin Fever Network. If you notice right below me, I have a little thing that says please subscribe to the channel. Every bit that does to help us for the channel to be going to grow and be better. It also helps us make these great shows and talk to people and stuff like that, and get to let you guys know what's going on. So. And if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can actually subscribe for free on Twitch. It's really, really awesome. I do recommend it. You want to see something cool and weird? Because you came on late, so I didn't get to show it off to you. Do you want to? So this past week, I did a charity thing, and I said, hey, contribute to money, keep or cut. Every dollar was a vote to see whether or not to get to keep or cut your hair, and with like $153. Was the total win, which is good. It's going to feed for a lot of people and help some restaurants out. But it was, but the reveal is actually a cut, and so that's why I lift the hat on so people don't see. And I normally wear hats anyways, and I just got this today from Freak Show Deluxe, so I wanted to wear that today and rep other Sideshow stuff. So.
Whoa! Oh my goodness! It's dark too.
Well, yeah, it's just it's a very dark, dirty blonde.
Well, is it or purple?
Well, yeah, no, I thought I haven't dyed. I'm getting used to it being short. Then I'm gonna figure out how to start dyeing it, so I can do fun colors with that.
Oh, it's so easy now because it's all fresh hair.
Yeah.
And it's short. Fun.
Yeah, it'll eventually grow back out again. Yeah.
I love it. It's so different.
It is. I think I was probably 10 the last time I had my hair cut this short.
How's the tattoo feeling?
It feels good. I didn't have any issues. Looks nice and good.
Very nice.
I want to get back with you at some point and start filling it all out and make a really cool kind of like sideshow voodoo-y sort of arm thing eventually. Ooh, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I'm gonna tattoo my son tomorrow.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. He turns 20 June 6th, the twins, both of them.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that they were that old.
I know. We're all in shock. They can't believe it. I can't believe it. Where the hell did these years go? But yeah. So I'm gonna tattoo him. He just showed me he got another tattoo, and I was kind of bummed because I thought I was gonna do his first tattoo. And he's like, "I wanted to surprise you. It's an Invader Zim tattoo."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's very, very cool. Yeah, for people also, Gigi Deluxe here does a really brilliant tattoo artist out of New Orleans. Was Catahoula
Tattoo on Broad.
Yeah.
In New Orleans.
Yeah, no, and it's an old school shop, so it's kind of cool. It's like the first time I ever got the old school gun. Like she did everybody that has been the more, I guess what's considered the industry normal gun now.
I've invested in rotaries as well, but I still love coil. And I have an Aaron Kane coil that I absolutely love that's hand-built by Aaron Kane. It's a beautiful, beautiful machine. So I'm always going to do that. I love it. But I am going to start experimenting with rotary because I think certain types of styles will translate better and easier. But I still love rotary. I'm always going to be, a coil person. I'm always going to love coil. That's my first love.
So yeah, I as a person who uses, which is why I can prescribe to you. If you get the chance and you're in New Orleans, once everything gets off lockdown, Gigi's the person to talk to about getting a tattoo because
thank you.
That's one of my favorites. Is that one, and the other one I got is the guy from Vegas who doesn't.
He has some beautiful.
But my bottle, that's Beans out of Vegas. I really recommend that's between you two. I think what's going to happen is between you two, you guys are going to on opposite arms. Is going to work with and stuff. When I go to Vegas, I'll go see him for my left arm, and I'll go to New Orleans for the right arm, and just kind of slowly build up these weird arms that are like
I feel honored to have all that real estate. That's awesome.
That's it. Yeah, really. The only other thing I have is like my little Sideshow tattoo, which I really like. Don't get me wrong. That's a guy from here in Austin.
Oh no, I mousetrap.
Yeah, my little mousetrap. But that's what I said with voodoo and Sideshow stuff here on the arm.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
totally.
Yeah, you know what? And I think the thing is that why too I like coil. It's the sound. It's very nostalgic. Like it's so weird when I get tattooed with rotary. It just doesn't. It's like the Prius. You know, I drive a Prius, and it's kind of like the Prius of tattooing.
That's true. Yeah, like the ones I like. Yeah, the other two I had weren't that loud. So yeah. See who. Let's see. We got some people on the chat. Yeah, everybody's. Let's see what some other. Let's talk about what you're gonna be doing coming up next on Friday. It's gonna be Friday. I even made a note card about what it is real quick.
I could have made note cards because there's so much going on with that show. I can't remember any of it now.
That's why I wrote it down so I wouldn't have to try to remember it. All right.
Oh my god.
So good friend and Alex Dahl of Atomic Doll Productions, along with the Shocks and the Maze, are doing a show called the Shocks and the Maze Stay Inside Show. It's going to be Friday, June 5th at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, so 7:30 here Central. In addition to the wonderful Gigi Deluxe, there's Donnie Vomit, who's amazing. Frankie Sin, also amazing. Matt Baker, I've not seen, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, but I heard good things as well. Oh, hi. Oh.
The amazing Jack Dagger, who I won a set of throwing knives from him at the Hoot this past year.
Hi.
That are engraved. Good friend Louis Fox, great magician. He's actually the person who's taught me bullwhip stuff because he makes bullwhips.
I Fox briefly at one of the Hoots.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's no one thing. Oh, go ahead. I won't interrupt. Finish.
Oh yeah. So Christian Clock, I'm not familiar with that person.
No.
So like looks like a juggler. So
yeah. Well, Alex raves about him.
I'm sure. I'm like everybody. Like I don't doubt that every person on this list is amazing. Like
it's
amazing people.
Yes.
Yeah. Bizarro Galore is the last person.
Oh.
And
he
then,
snores a lot in their room at the first.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna put up the right there, right above us. I actually haven't listed out saying the Shocks and the Maze Station Sideshow, which has the time. And also, if you go to Facebook.com/Atomic Doll Production, go to the events, and that's where you'll see the all the stuff like that. I believe it's gonna be broadcast through Facebook Live. It has a PayPal link for donating for the performers and stuff like that. So please do so. It's gonna be an amazing show. I'm gonna be watching it.
And it's going to be on Roku somehow. I'm not sure how that works because I don't have a TV. I haven't had TV in like 5 years. So, but I know it's going to be on some sort of cable format as well.
I'm sure. Todd Ligon said, I guess Christian Clock says, he's from Christian Clock's from the Juggler in the DC area. It's Todd knows it. So, I mean, I'm not doubting it. It's one of those. It's like everybody's on that list. It's just like I trust that Alex is gonna have it. You know, she would not put anybody who is substandard on a show.
No, and she pays so much attention to detail. She's really wonderful. I really look on this project, and I love to pass the prop. It came out so fun and so cute. I loved it.
No, that was a lot of fun too. Yeah. Todd said he has been on the show with him. He's a great guy. Good to know, Todd. He better be good. It's on you.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I can't wait to watch it.
No, I can't. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's one of those. And then with the channel, when they upped and changed the channel, like for the channel, the Twitch channel we're on. I'm normally on Mondays, and then we had a big meeting. All the people on the channel going, all right, cool. We're switching schedules around. We want to move the G Spot to Saturdays. And originally I was supposed to start next week, but the person who normally has this time slot on Saturdays opted not to continue. And so they go, all right, Geoff, you want to fill that? And I go, oh, hey, I know a show's coming up. Hey, I know a person that I can call if they want to be a part of the show. So we can hype the show, hype their stuff. there's a crawl underneath where it says Instagram at Gigi Deluxe. That's where you can take a look at all our pictures and fun stuff. You can contact her that way if you want to try to book her. She's worthwhile to book for all sorts of stuff. So it's a great person.
So, doing another show coming up too. He's a fantastic artist.
Okay.
He just, I don't know if you saw that drawing that I have as my profile pic on Facebook. He does these beautiful Sideshow banner drawings, and
Is
they
it
look,
the one you have with the sword?
No,
same side or
that
different
one by Michael Forbes. That's a painting he did. That's an amazing Scottish painter.
That's what
He's
I
like
have. That's what I have above you. Is that your last big professional poster?
No, that's painted by Michael Forbes, and he's in the Scottish Royal Museum and everything. Quite the honor. He's an amazing guy. So sweet. Old punk rock dude. He's gonna hate me for saying old. I'm sorry.
Like we have room to talk. Yeah.
But no, Spooky Brucey. He's on YouTube, and he does these wonderful, like old school horror tales, and it's just they're awesome. And we're gonna be guests. He's gonna have the gentleman psychic, whose name I can't remember, but he's amazing. He's all Victorian, has a handlebar mustache in LA. He always has pictures or video of his home, and it's just gorgeous. So that's coming up, although I don't know the date, which doesn't help. But definitely Spooky Brucey on YouTube and on Facebook. He goes by, his real name is Bruce Tortillo, and he's just so talented. He builds all his own sets. It's like something like, it's like the 70s Italian horror meets Vincent Price. It's just really beautiful and lovely and fun.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, that too. That's going to be really neat. And I love the drawing he did of me. This is my dog, Sweet Pea.
Hello, Sweet Pea.
He's joined the party.
Okay, good to know. Okay, Sweet Pea, here's your question. So what's the favorite? What stunt do you love to do the most?
Oh gosh, you know what? I really love the archery still, because it's something unique that no one else is really doing. There's the contortionist archery, but it's not the same category of archery that I'm in. I'm in marksmanship, and I love that. It's my favorite because it just reminds me of the really old school Americana sideshow, where you're incorporating, like the gun shooting, like Oakley, Annie Oakley, and that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
it makes me very proud to be a part of it, because I feel I'm bringing back that original sideshow.
Well, that's the old the old Wild West shows were definitely part of Sideshow, because that's what they all got co-opted. So yeah.
And I like that, I'm using a recurve. I do my backbench on with the recurve, and no one really uses a recurve bow. So I'm very proud of the fact that I use my favorite bow, and that I'm able to convince people to be my human target and let me shoot at them. But that's still my favorite. I mean, honestly, even if I don't get to do it as often as I like, because a lot of people, it makes people very nervous in regards to insurance or whatever with some venues or TV shows or whatever. It's so exciting, and it's so much fun. And it's just an honor that people trust me to be my human target and let me perform this act with them. So I have to say, out of everything, and then next now it's the whips, and I love swords too. So it's hard to pick all of them. And I love fire. Fire is like so much fun. So it's hard to pick, but I would have to say my baby is archery for human targets.
Well, yeah, I'd have to say that's really the thing that makes you stand out more, because not a lot of people are doing archery. I mean, really,
Yeah.
there's what, maybe a hand and a half of people who are actively doing it. A number of people that are actively touring with anything.
Exactly.
Archery.
And I was archery before Sideshow, and that's how I entered Sideshow, was through archery. And then I after I started doing that, it's when I wanted to learn the other skill sets. So, because I'm a type of person that I am, of course I wanted to learn sword swallowing and, just more exciting things.
Well, of course. I mean, that just makes sense. I mean,
Right.
That's like me when I start getting into stuff. Like, all right, cool, I'll just learn mentalism stuff. That way I don't get hurt. And now I'm stapling myself and throwing traps all over my body.
Exactly.
That's just how it works. And slowly growing more stuff. But me, I was like, and then doing things. All right, cool. Because we chatted. Like, I might eventually get into the whole swallowing and stuff. I don't know yet. I have a really crazy gag reflex, so I've been trying to learn a bit better. You gave me some suggestions for a couple of things.
Right.
But of course, right when I got home was when everything went to hell. So I really can't pick up the stuff that you talked to me about. So it's one of those. I just go whenever everything opens up again. I'll grab some stuff.
And I'm more than happy to mail you a package.
Okay, we'll talk later about it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll send you a text to remind you.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to package.
Yeah, if you feel up for it, because the show goes off at 10, we can still hang out. Basically, once I turn it off, we can keep talking and do stuff that way too.
Okay.
And any of our Sideshow friends want to join us, I will send you the link for that sort of stuff too. Because I know Hot Todd's on. I think I saw Julie. No, Julie hasn't popped in the chat, but I looked to see who's on the chat right now. But I think she's up there too somewhere. We can do something like that.
I have no clue how Twitch works.
That's what. Yeah, Todd said no. Well, actually, it switches off of Twitch. Once Twitch turns off, then it's just going to be completely a Zoom call.
Okay.
But I can add people to the Zoom. So that's what Todd's down. So I'll make sure and send him and whoever else before the show goes over. I'll send you guys a text with the chat is, and then I'll throw it on the. I'll probably end up throwing it on the chat channel. So
all right.
Everybody's good. But we still have like 24 minutes of talking to do, or so much, or whatever. I mean, it's. Anybody else have any questions on the chat? We can take them over like that. There's also a conversation, so we can go back and forth. I mean, we doesn't have to be so formal. Trying to think what other fun stuff we can chat about. When did you, not date-wise, but how long have you been actively doing Sideshow?
It's going on, 3, 4, 5, October. This October coming will be 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's been going by fast. Since I moved to New Orleans, I don't tour as much. I don't do the tours like I used to. It's I settled down, bought a house out here, got married, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I still perform a lot, but I do more private events here in New Orleans. I do a lot of private events. I do a lot of conventions. I still go out of town though. So
well, yeah, I mean it makes sense. You're in a town where you can actually do well without having to travel much.
Exactly, and it's good money. So to do the conventions and what do you call it, the private events. So it's nice, and I don't have to drive a gazillion miles. I got like 90-something plus miles on my poor Prius from all the touring.
Oh yeah.
It made it through.
Yeah.
In October it'll be 6 years.
Oh wow, that's.
I know.
So, what would you say would be your weirdest show moment?
Weirdest show moment. Let me think.
That's your definition of what weird is, too.
I would have to say with South Dakota, we got these horrible windstorms, and we were in a big tent, and we had to evacuate, and the people in the tent thought that we were joking, and we weren't. It was at the what's it called? That big biker thing, Sturgis. And the winds were insanely strong, so we had to evacuate the curtain, the tent, because the spikes from the tent were being blown out of the ground.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was really bad, and they had we were at the what the hell was the place? I have terrible memory for facts in the sense of names and stuff. But it was the location that burnt down, so they just rebuilt it so that they could be ready for Sturgis, but it was all mud. They hadn't laid down any real pavement or anything. So then when the rain started pouring, the mud was up to my freaking knees, and it was just a mess. And that was very strange to say the. And we literally had to kick the people out of the tent because they thought it was part of the spiel. You need to get the hell out. And they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. No, really, you have to go because the spikes are flying around. I I never really had too many bad experiences that I could say are weird. My favorite thing I could say my favorite experience ever was when I did the Pima Fair thing with John Shaw, and I got to hang out with baboons and little monkeys. And I had a baboon on my lap wearing a diaper, and I was pretending to like groom him. And you have to make like these little you have to do this and make these little like noises because he's soothing to them, and it's a bonding thing of trust. So what it is, you're people think that they're picking bugs, but they're little like salt sweat crystals that you're picking out, and it comforts them. And so they don't, they're like, okay, you're cool, you're grooving me, and you're making that nice little noise that I like. But the thing was like huge, and the teeth, it wasn't, I didn't think about it at the time because I was like, oh my God, it's a giant baboon in a diaper, I love this. And then when I watched the video later and I saw the teeth on this primate, I was like, oh my God, he totally could have like ripped my face off in a second. But that was the most amazing experience to have this like beautiful, amazing creature, so powerful, and just was so sweet, sitting in my lap in a diaper, and I'm just like grooming him, picking little things off his fur. That was amazing. That was a lot of fun. I'm trying anything else. I mean, there's so much. I feel so grateful and blessed to be able to do what I do because I've met so many people and done so many amazing, fun things that it's just how many people get to do these things, and do what they love and dress up and make these beautiful costumes and have all these unique experiences. And this is what you do. Yeah, I'll never be rich, but that's never was the goal anyway, so I don't care. But this is just, it's been a really amazing last 6 years because when I got into Sideshow after I got sober. So like, to me, Sideshow and sobriety go hand in hand. Like, had I not gotten sober, I would never had Sideshow, but Sideshow keeps me sober, if that makes sense. And so it's just, to me, it's the gift I get for getting my shit together, is to be able to do this and find my real calling. So it makes me very happy. So all of it, awesome experiences.
I'm glad to hear that. No, yes, weird sort of way Sideshow kind of saved me too. So not about drinking at all, but I also that's part of my shtick. Yeah. But no, that's a weird sort of way. That's why I'm always grateful and helping out as much as I can, as far as because Sideshow, weird sort of ways. I found my purpose in doing things like when I was really lost was through Sideshow, and like going to that hootenanny really changed my life when I made it, which is why I'm happy. Like, so yeah, the first year I went, I just went as just a person seeing Sideshow. Second year I went as not to perform, but I was a performer by then. And then this past year I got to perform, and then now I'm actually involved on the back end for some stuff. So I'm really happy and grateful for all that sort of stuff. And so it's like,
isn't it crazy how it works out?
Yeah, it's just I'm really humbled, and like me, I was going. Everybody goes, yeah, no, I just do a couple of dumb tricks. I just can talk pretty well. That's about what I can do. I pick up, I talk pretty well, and I like learning things. So that's what I can do.
But that is a talent in itself. I don't do a talk show. Like, I don't talk in my shows. I like to keep everything, like, all the action just going. But, being able to engage and talk and keep your audience just with you the whole time and interacting is a talent in itself. I get too distracted with the talking. I'm not a good talker because my brain goes everywhere. Yeah. So that's why everything be super focused when I'm on stage of like next skill set. Because if I was talking, I would be going off on tangents because I would totally forget what I was supposed to say and start talking about something else.
That is fair. That's I like me, if I was like really in that zone type of performance, I'd be the same way. But
it's I have a lot of respect for good talkers and people that include that in their act because it's a skill in itself for sure. Not everyone has it.
Hot Tide Lightning just said, hey, he started out as a talker, then the acts came next, which was nice, so I could have something to talk about. So basically, it's like, if you once you have the skill of talking, then as you learn, basically, how it is, I started learning, like, probably the same way, it's like, you talker first, then you go, all right, I'm going to learn how to do this thing, and you just kind of incorporate the thing into what you're already doing. So, all right, I already know how to talk, so I'm going to add in a thing so I can keep talking while I'm doing it.
Just talk about.
Yes. That way I'm just not just like making fun of drunk people on stage, which is usually what I do. But literally, that's like weird show moment for me is because for me, which is still, I've been doing this for like 2.5 years. I started doing the Devil's Hour, which I do here on the network now, but it was originally a live show. And so I would have like 4 very different types of acts together because I like very different types of things. And then I bring them all together to then bring into stuff to create a melting pot of stuff. The way originally the concept was imagine the devil had a late night talk show. He brought on 4 guests, and the guests would perform, and then he would talk with them, just like a late night talk show where they do a thing and then they talk to him at the couch. And then the audience got to vote for who gets to leave hell. That's the concept. That was the concept of the show. That's how it was then. I couldn't figure out how to, like, it's one of the things I can't really figure out how to do here on the TV, on the stuff. So that's why I just kept the name and I dropped all the other pretense. But one time when I did the show, I was interviewing a burlesque performer by the name of Betty Bourbon on stage after she got done with her act. And this dude was just heckling the hell out of me. And like literally like just kept like railing at me. I'm just going, do you want to come on stage and have this conversation? I mean, you can go here. I took my mic, went over, stepped up, and go, hey, what's your name?
Oh my gosh!
And just did this back and forth. And then after the performance, after the performance, he gets so upset by it. Like basically, he felt so bad. I read him right. I blew like, all right, let's talk. All right, let's go. Don't have anything to say. That's what I thought. And just like. And then afterwards, he like goes, "I'm really sorry." Blah blah blah. I go, "Dude, I mean that's okay. Like, now you know better." And 2 is it actually made the show really funny, but don't do it again. And he ended up buying me he bought all the performers like drinks, which the bar is the bar is always happy with that. I mean that's my goal for performing these shows. Like what you've done one of them is basically selling the bar. So anytime you can sell the bar, they're always happy. And the place we were doing it at was a place where they never serve singles. It's always doubles.
Oh wow!
So that's what they charge, and pardon me.
You have a very happy audience.
Well, yeah, but they don't tell you that they just sell doubles unless they like you're just gonna see your bill go. Why does it cost so much? I go, yeah, because you bought doubles all night. I didn't ask for a doubles. Go, that's where a doubles bar. That's how it works. Well, so this guy bought me because I'm like on stage, I'm always talking about, hey, buy me a drink, da da da, drink how's it working? Hey, we got a really good special right now. It's 2 for $10, 1 for you, 1 for me. That's always what I say. I never say, hey, there's a drink for $5. I always say 2 for 10. And that guy must have bought me like 5 drinks.
Oh my goodness, he felt really guilty.
Yeah, and then he bought. I mean, it's one of those kept like coming back to me because you're always. They're always hanging out with people after the show. Man, it's okay, like that. Guy was a shithead in it being. He was like on his first or second date with a friend of mine, and that did not go well. So on the plus side is I bilked him out of a lot of money, but he caused some bad prostitutes too. So anyway, but that's the weirdest thing that happened to me was that. I mean, then I also work a lot with like Scabs the Clown, Nick the Vegan. And those are just shit shows right there. So. Trash fires, if you will. Todd says he started doing acts as a thing to do. So Todd said he started doing acts like things to do because in case someone's costume fell apart, they needed to fill time, and then he realized he loved the acts and wanted to learn as much as he could, which is a good way to go. I mean, you can only talk about the local sports team so much, so it makes sense. You started learning how to go. All right, cool. Here's a thing to fill time. Yeah, I started just throwing, like when I started hosting shows, I usually had like 2 or 3 gimmick things to put in my pockets to do just in case for just that reason. Just like, all right, cool, here's some mousetrap stuff, or here's a card trick, just dumb stuff that I could.
that's kind of the same concept with my acts, is that because I don't like doing the talking and interaction, and I'm a solo artist, because I don't really want to be a permanent part of a troupe or whatever. I like just being my own entity. I love having all different types of things and just keeping them flowing. So I have my 6-foot ladder of machetes I do a balancing act on. I just added a beautiful coffin nail bed.
Oh, I saw the picture of that. It looks really nice.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And, I do the archery, I do the swords, I do blockhead. If I'm allowed, I do fire. I have my machete ladder, and now I'm going to start incorporating whips so that I have a nice collection of acts that I can flow one right into the other, and I can fill up a nice bracket of time. Whereas, I don't want to just go up there, pop a sword down, pop it off, and then I'm off the stage.
No.
But I'm also not adding, so I like to have a nice selection of skill sets that I can interweave with each other and fill the time up and have fun. Because if I'm not having fun, it's not going to happen. Once I'm bored, it's over, So that's kind of the same concept that I have, that it's just I wanted to incorporate different things that I like and that I found entertaining into my acts so that I have things to keep me busy while I'm up on stage instead of just parading around.
Well, yeah, of course. In the end, at least people I know that actually know, the people that are involved with the sideshow stuff is like, we do this because we like doing this thing. If we thought of it as a job, if it felt like a job, I think most people would not be doing it. People,
right.
Even if it is their profession, like their full-fledged profession, this is all they do is sideshow. I don't think, I could be wrong, but they don't. They do it because they enjoy doing it. Pardon me?
Once it starts feeling like a chore, it's no fun.
Well, yeah.
You may as well, do it every day, and any day job where you don't risk your life. So, you want to go down? Sorry. He's just decided this is where he's going to stay for the rest of the time.
That's fine. No worries. Shinobi's crashed out here right in front of me, so.
Oh my God, I love you, doggy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just looking, so tired.
I think sweet size of Shinobi's paw. So yeah, I'm working more on the pull whip. So I'm hoping that when this is all said and done and we're back out on stages, that I'll be ready to have that on my next my next show.
That'd be really
cool. I'll be ready. Yeah, I got a fire whip as well, so I'm super stoked about that. But I'm not going to touch that until I'm very good with the regular whips.
Well, of course, that's fair. No, that's really cool. I know I've been chatting with various people about how the show's going to be, and I suspect it'll be at least the fall before we really see anything.
Yeah.
And even then, it's kind of depends on how cool you are with the venue or how the venue's doing stuff. So.
Yeah. It's hard to say what's going to happen, especially here in New Orleans, but people are working around it. One place is doing behind the glass kind of acts.
Oh, always. Right. They're doing the peep show.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
But not in burlesque, so it's just at least it's a step forward. Maybe, it's going to open up some ideas for other things, but we'll see. But I'm glad to see that at least those performers are getting some work and being able to do their thing.
Well, yeah, and burlesque is such a weird thing when it comes as far as in order to do it, because that's an even tougher act to try to do in the digital world, because a lot of the social media outlets don't allow such content, or at least to that degree. Even Twitch, we don't allow that stuff on Twitch.
Exactly.
It's like when I started talking to people, going, all right, cool, you want to be part of the Devil's Hour? If you're a burlesquer, that's fine, but can you do the act without having to go all the way down? If it's just more of like a modern dance performance, and then we're cool. But
Well, I mean, it's the art of tease. They could get some nice big Sally Rand fans, and
oh
take
no,
it
I
back
agree.
over.
It's I've talked with a couple of them, like, and they're figuring it out. But it's one of those. It's like the classic, the old classic burlesquers can pull that off. But it's like the new modern the neo-modern kind of girls are kind of like, I think they're going more modern dance route for some of the stuff they're doing versus an actual strip. But it's a tougher in all the venues, and so like when I've seen burlesque shows happen digitally, it's either a Zoom show or they're doing it through like a back paywall through like Vimeo or something. But it's just, but versus
Yeah,
like.
definite challenge. But I mean, I'm glad that at least there's, people are being creative and finding outlets for them. So everyone deserves a platform.
No, I agree. I definitely agree.
And it sucks that they're having a difficult time, but I don't care if I don't like the performance. I don't care if I'm not big on that genre or whatever the hell it is. But my firm belief is everyone deserves a platform. No. And everyone should be able to be allowed to perform and enjoy performing for others who enjoy what they do. And just because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean that they shouldn't be allowed to do it. It's all opinion, and just like art, everybody has their opinions on what they like and what they don't like, but they should be allowed to share it with the people who do appreciate it.
Oh,
and the one, I just don't get it, because if I don't like something, I turn it off, I scroll past it, I don't go back and look at, you know what I mean? And I don't think about it again. I don't give a shit. So in the same way, I don't understand why it can't be the same way in the digital world where, if you don't like it, just keep moving and let people do what they want to do for the people that do enjoy it.
No, I completely agree. Actually, what got me started doing this show, the G Spot, other than like a last minute they need to fill time for the network, I also went, well, I will talk to burlesque. I started with talking to some burlesquers because they were having difficulties. And so, like, I have a friend of mine who's pretty big in the burlesque world, Coco Electric, and she runs the Austin Academy of Burlesque here in Austin, and they're just about to start doing digital classes. So I go, all right, cool. It gives me an excuse. One is to talk about her, talk to my friend that I hadn't seen in a while, and two is that it helps hype their image and message. So we're almost out of time. I know it just flew by. I am putting the chat for the Zoom. Putting the Zoom link in the chat right now. Actually, technically, it says Cabin Fever live stream, but that's me. So that way, if you want to join with us, that's cool. Wait until 10 o'clock once I go off air, and then I'll add you guys in. So on Friday, June 5th. At 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, it'll be the Shocked and the Mage Stay Inside show. Please, guys, go check that out. It is a technically free show, but there is a tip link on there to tip and do stuff with that as well. Go to Facebook.com/Atomic Doll Production. Like that page because you want to do it anyways, and then check the events there, and that's where the event page is going to be.
Donations now.
Oh, they can. I know. I donated. I think yesterday.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm happy to do so. I mean, it's full of the most wonderful people, and I love to support it. And Shocked and Amazed in general is an amazing publication. I think I'm gonna get James on here at some point soon. Although I'm gonna have to block out like 6 hours of time to do it. So
I have a funny story about James. He was waiting forever for this book that he thought was one of his books, James Taylor.
Yeah.
He thought it was books that he was ordering that he saw. I don't know how he made the mistake, but he ordered the James Taylor book because he thought it was one of his and he wanted it back. And it was a book written by James Taylor, the singer.
Yeah. Of course. So it's James Taylor, not the singer. From Shocked and James Taylor's a good friend. Anyways, about out of time. Thank you so much for coming by, Gigi. I really appreciate it. No problem. Hang out for just a second. We'll chat right after the show gets done.